Here we go. Welcome back to the Waffle House in Marquette.
Yeah. I think I need to cut the first couple of minutes off the YouTube video.
There we go. Fantastic. Welcome back to Marquette. A resume of last week.
Yes.
Great theme music, by the way.
We began last week in Lewin's absolute bastion of safety where no harm could possibly befall us. We had a very nice night's sleep, a bit of breakfast, and upon attempting to leave, found ourselves buried underneath sand. Lots of sand. Of course, in typical fashion, we all spring into action to varying degrees of failure. There is wolves, spells, digging, a bit of cat pee, and the Chewingas and camels give us some decent comic relief throughout. There was about the time I think Fomos decided to just yeet himself out of there by doing some kind of tornado type spell, something along those lines. But was nice enough to leave a rope for people to follow, which Iskip did. And when up top, he was nice enough to wait patiently for everyone else to attempt it. But Lewin had a much better idea, and instead he inverted the planet. Which then, one by one, pretty much everyone jumped out to their doom, falling upwards into a big wall of sand, which was basically like falling off of a cliff. Mostly survived, except for our trusty guide, who momentarily copped it. A good old Dak brought him back from the dead. Our camels have unfortunately permanently copped it. And I think Lewin was buried underneath this sand when the spell finally gave up, but with the help of Iskip's pneumatic arms, was forcefully dragged back out again. After that, I think we created the smaller dome of safety. Because in there we heard some creepy crawlers in the night, and I believe we were thinking about exactly what to do without camels and provisions in the middle of a desert.
So, in the desert of Marquette, a hot, blowing sandstorm coming from the depths of the sighing sea. You've taken refuge in Lewin's dome. Akbar could hear strange clicking noises. It's mentioned that be wary, there are sand stingers about. The cam's in hits, and your visibility is minimal. And your visibility is minimal, and all you see is sand piling up on the side of the tent. Akbar is inside there. He is consuming a empty calorie cucumber sandwich and having tea, which is strangely non-refreshing. And you sit there waiting the storm out, or as you wish. What are you doing?
Can I check what I have left?
Yep.
Who ran me last week?
No one, because I had to do you because no one had access to you.
Okay, that's fine. Cause I'm just checking. Investigation wins checked.
Yeah.
And there's a 1 next to it, so I don't know if that's been used. But
That's
the other
been used.
3.
Yeah, that's been used.
The other 3 haven't, and I've got 1 spell slot. Is that right?
Yeah, that was you turning into a tornado, getting out,
That's fine.
tunneling through the
I
sand.
have it on a separate toggle. That's all. I just want to make
Oh,
sure
right.
I've got it all
Right.
synced up. Okay.
Okay.
I'm hungry.
do we have supplies with us, or is that all gone under the sand?
We do have supplies. They're on the camels.
And where are the camels?
We left them behind.
So the answer is we have no food.
Unless we can get the camels back.
Unless, I mean, I could make quite a lot of food, but we would probably also drown the tent at the same time unless we all have canisters with us.
We have an Iskip.
I don't quite think I can store this inside him immediately.
We've got the bag of holding, we can start shoveling it in straight away.
Well, what I'm thinking about is then he'll describe it, and it's basically it would be create food and water that he would cast, but obviously not done it yet. So I can make a lot of food to see us through the night, but
it's only about 10, 11 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Okay. I haven't gone into the ring yet today, have I?
Oh, you've literally just come out of the ring.
Oh, bugger! I can only do that once a day. Was I in there for long enough to get a short rest or not?
You could have a short. You could have a short rest in the tent.
I'm definitely going to need that.
So short rest is an hour.
That's what I would prefer if we could do.
Yeah, and the reason that we sat down for now is because there's that big old storm coming, isn't there?
Yeah.
And the wind is pummeling against the side of the tent. This tent is made out of magic, but even then you feel almost like the fabric is ruffling in the wind. I actually don't have a wind noise, which is annoying. Okay. Actually, I do in one of these. Yes, I do have somewhere. Powerful winds. Here we go. Thank you very much, whoever donated that.
You can all have Imhotep's cough. That's what's causing this. So, tiny hut lasts for 8 hours until I dismiss it, so there's no rush. Although that said, we do have to, save the day.
Which begs the question. Onward or backward?
Dak, do you have control weather?
I don't with me right now, but I could have tomorrow.
Tomorrow we'll need something else.
Yeah, exactly.
That tends to be the way it works.
Well, I think we have no choice but to await a sandstorm.
Yeah, if we have to wait that out. Boris, he's done a fair amount of travelling. I don't know what our guide perhaps either, but I feel like travelling without provisions, without transport in the middle of a desert, especially with creepy crawlers about.
So Akbar is just cross-legged and meditating at the moment.
Evaluating his life choices.
Well, with Phomos noting that he can create food and water at will, that issue's now gone.
Yeah. So obviously, I'd rather not do it while we're inside the tent, mostly because of the water issue.
I thought we were also waiting out the storm and maybe using back your super magic misty mode, which can get us like 400 kilometers in about 8 hours. Or 40 kilometers in an hour. Or something like that.
Pretty sure you get blown away in the wind with that.
That's why we're waiting out the storm. I thought that's what our plan was, but unless we've got a new plan.
We had a plan.
I thought that's why we tented up.
I mean, think of all the exciting things that could happen if we decided to continue travelling through the middle of a sandstorm. I'm sure there's all sort of exciting things with minimal visibility, which could be fun to play with.
Yeah, we also don't have a rope, because the camels had everything.
Yeah.
Ah, we'll be fine. I'm sure.
YOLO.
What could possibly go wrong?
So, short rest for a while and wait the storm out.
Well, yeah, I don't think we should do anything until this storm's passed. I think we'll just end up getting ourselves into bother. Well, more bother.
JC, you are from these regions. You know about the Kamzin winds. They come from deep in the desert. They will spring on you suddenly. They maybe last just half an hour. They can last days. And they are it's something you do not want to get caught in. They can cut into you like a knife. The sand is blowing very hard.
Yeah, and I'll explain to the others that we really should wait these sort of storms out, but
And you
not get it to a point where we can't take shelter otherwise.
And you look at the sand dunes outside, and you see they're shifting, and the sand now starting to pile up against the side of the dome.
Definitely want to keep an eye on that.
Oh, I can protect us for, well, not today, but after I've rested, I could protect us for up to 12 hours. Be a bit snug, but
Well, the last. Sorry.
How would you protect us? The issue we had last time wasn't that it wasn't safe. It was the door was covered in sand, and the same thing was happening to your ring.
yes, that's the small problem. We would have to find suitable shelter behind something, but there isn't really anything to shelter behind.
Much like the Pharaoh's curse, Lewin is just coughing out sand from his nose in the back of his throat. And
Yeah, JC is going to be doing those sort of scratch thing that cats when they stretch their back. All you see is just sand coming out of his, what's left of his fur.
So Akbar uncrosses his legs, stands up, and he gets his spear and he just pokes it out of the tent, and he just tries to move the sand out of the way. It's a futile gesture really, but some of it does move and then gets blown away. And you can see some of the sand dunes getting closer.
What's the plan, leader?
Well, what I think we should do.
Yeah, it's all you, Boris.
Could we get on top of the sand dune? And then the sand dunes can't go around us because we're up high.
The ground would be blown away underneath us.
Ah. Okay, that doesn't work. Don't worry, everyone. As your leader, I will come up with the answer.
JC, in the over the storm, you hear a clicking sound. It almost sounds like a form of communication. And on the other side of the tent, you swear you hear a responding sound.
Would if it sounds, Yixit, I hear this sound. It sounds like it could be communication. Can you hear it as well? I know you understand languages that you hear.
Skip, you do hear this as JC points it out to you.
Ooh, with me old ability, I'm trying to remember what it is called now. Where's the thing? Tongue of Sun and Moon. That's the bad boy. So yeah, I might be able to understand
8
it.
hours
possibly.
later.
Does it sort of sound like they are gearing up and go, look at those fools and that tasty treat wrapper?
You do not. It doesn't. It's not a language that you could understand.
Okay, Fair. Yeah, JC, there's nothing coherent from them. I feel like we're about to probably be ambushed by a bunch of these things. Do you know what they are?
I think these are. Akbar comes. These are sand stingers. I have not come across them, but I have known people who have. They communicate by clicking their tails together. It is said, do not look them in the eyes, they will beguile you. Drag you into the depths of the sand.
That sounds like a right old fun time, that does.
The best thing to do is to outrun them on a camel. Alas, the camels are no more.
Yeah, we're kind of all out of camels.
Fresh out.
Dak! You wonderful druid. You wonderful druid. You've seen the camel now, haven't you?
Yes.
You can be my camel.
No.
You're not thinking big enough. That would be an elephant and carry all of us.
I think an elephant might have trouble with this amount of sand.
Boris, whales are
Yeah.
even bigger.
Because there are sand dunes here, so you could swim through the sand, and we could like surf on your back.
I think you're thinking of the wrong franchise.
Even more importantly, these sand clicker things, do they taste nice?
I do not know. They are creatures of the desert. They are talked about, and we avoid them if we hear these clicking sound.
Boris,
Yes.
how would you like to be, for the sake of 1 minute long, be almost completely invincible and manage to potentially pest control all these fools if they come near us?
Sure.
Noted. If they come towards the tent and cause a problem, just have your axe ready. You better start swinging immediately.
Yep, not a problem. I can do that. I've also had a great idea. I think it's one of my better ones.
Did it?
If these things communicate by clicking, if we made lots and lots of noise, would they not be able to communicate?
Boris, that was surprisingly clever.
Who?
Yeah.
Boris,
I'm just shocked.
Boris, could you make a survival roll for me, please?
I certainly can.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like a reasonable thing. I mean, you can't hear the clicking yourself.
Yeah.
Skip, you hear the clicking sound, and some of it almost seems to be coming from the sand itself.
Even below our feet right now.
You feel perhaps the sand is being used to help communicate the sound. And when you look below you, you see actually the sand is being blown away from underneath the dome.
Oh, so we're slowly sinking.
Well, the dome won't sink.
No, but we inside the dome are slowly...
You will fall out. Potentially, if there's enough space between the dome and the ground underneath it.
That's a problem.
Yes.
We're basically in the opposite predicament now. We need to bring sand in.
Yeah, it kind of seems that way, yeah. Just us and sand is not the play.
The only other option is whether anyone can teleport us back to where we were. Start again.
Let's give up and go home.
I'm not saying give up and go home. I'm saying give up on this one expedition, go back and recoup our losses, and go and try again.
I would agree, except we haven't really done anything wrong in so much as we could try again and have exactly the same thing happen. I don't think it was our inherent stupidity that caused this particular set of problems.
Dak, there was a voice in your mind. This is Allura. We cannot keep the defences of Singorn up much longer. It will fall within 24 hours unless you have resolved the issues you said you were going to do. Waffle House. We and Singorn are depending on you. 2 sending spells. You can reply to this message.
Press 1 to reply to this message.
We are actioning a solution now. We will update you soon.
And you can even over the sending spell, you can tell that there was huge strain on Allura's voice.
Okay. I will let everyone else know that this message has just come in.
Alright, so what is the plan?
JC and our guide, how much longer, or is it possible to know how much longer this storm will last?
This storm will last for as long as it will last. I have been caught in these storms before, and they have lasted many days. Some storms come and here and are gone. We're warm with the blink of an eye. It is hard to know.
Well, we can't stay here for days. Phomos would like an hour, which I think we can do. But obviously need to keep an eye on what's going on underneath us. And then I think onward.
But didn't we say that travelling in this storm would be lethal?
It will not be. It will not be lethal, but it would be unpleasant, painful. Well, it may be lethal. I have seen people drop in the desert of dehydration, and I am with First. I tried to fill up my water bottle in your mansion or house, but the water has gone.
Once this sandstorm ends, everyone get their water skins out, and I should hopefully be able to refill them. A lot of the water will go to waste, but it's better than nothing.
What if the storm lasts?
So a water skin
days?
will hold a gallon of water, maximum, and you probably need about 3 gallons a day in the desert, if not more.
Yeah.
Dak, you need more than that because you're not. Sorry, not Dak. Boris, you'll need more than that because you're just not used to the heat.
Okay.
So the idea is to get into this place that we need to get to, so we're out of the heat of the desert.
Well, you're in a quite pleasant environment at the moment, inside the tent, but outside it is blowing a storm.
Akbar, are there any alternative routes that we could potentially take if we exit the storm? Is there a longer route we could potentially take that would avoid the storm, but at least get us there with a few hours spare?
Well, let me consult my map. Picks up the map of the Marquesian Desert, and you are about here. You need to get up into the mountains to the north of you, and the wind is blowing from east to west, and it's picking up all the sand.
Okay.
This is a direct route. You could try hire an airship. They would be. They would charge a lot because it's not on any of their routes. You could try taking a boat and landing going through the mountains. It is something I could not do. I do not know that way. I will take you to the base of the mountains.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm going through all the spells I have available to me.
Yeah,
As a one-off. And there's the closest I can do is Mold Earth, but that's not going to help us at all. I think no, not Mold Earth. Where was it? There was one where I could basically shape the sand around us, but I can only do 40 feet at a time, and it's every 10 minutes. So that's really not going to help us.
And you had a flying carpet. I've heard of those things anymore. Salting wound.
Yeah, Move Earth was the best I could do, but I don't think that's going to help us.
No, I think realistically we're going to have to refill the water skins, let you take your rest, and then we're just going to have to try and brave the storm as best we can.
Okay, then I suggest we take the water skins close to the entrance so I don't flood this entire floor. Because otherwise we'll be swimming.
Is there no other container or something we can have, even if it's short term?
Whatever containers you've got, I can't get into the ring and get the containers I'd have within my space. I can't get back in there today. But I can refill water skins. We can have something to eat. I get my hour's rest, and then I'm good to move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, well that's the closest thing we've got to a plan.
Then I would do that. So I would take the water skins close to the edge, outside the tent if possible, like together, and I will cast Create Food and Water.
Yep.
Hopefully, with some of the food, enough for us at least to eat now, being inside the tent, and then refilling the water skins. And obviously, there'll be quite a lot of water on the floor, but I'm assuming with the desert, that's just going to get absorbed quite quickly.
Yes. Have you want to pump the spell up so we can see what it says?
Yeah, just done it now.
Here we go. On the ground or in containers within range, so you can fill up all the water. Skins that you have, or anything else you may wish to put food in. I mean, you can put water in your bag of holding.
Drown everything that's in there.
Drown everything that's in there, exactly. Be leek flavoured, but there we go. And the food will just fall on the floor. Lewin, are you going to let this food, the stuff, come in, or are you going to let it go out? The stuff that's been created.
I'll let it work however Thomas wants it to work.
Yeah, so ideally I want, some of the food, I'm trying to do it on the very edge of a tent, so naturally there might be a bit of water inside, but most of the water that's spare will just land in the sand, and naturally with the food I'll just try and get as much of it as possible into the tent with minimal sandage.
I think you basically, reading that spell, it sounds like it just goes where you want it to.
Yeah.
I don't know if it separates out into individual well, in which case I'd let the pile of food land in the tent, and then the water can go outside, and if it doesn't land in the water skins.
But this is very opportune. I will, Akbar consumes the water. Could you refill my container, because we will need probably 3 or 4 of these a day, full.
Well, the unfortunate fact is that's the only one I can do right now, and if you guys want me to be of any use, I can't be the only source of water here.
Yeah, I can perhaps prep something tomorrow, but there's nothing more I can do today in terms of feeding this. I've already Sycamore seeded us once today.
I am going to need an hour to rest before I'll be ready to move out.
Okay, so you can all have a short rest, if you wish.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a limit on how many hit dice you can use in your short rest?
You can use all of them in the short rest.
Give me an account for that.
Of course, if you do that, when you have a next long rest, you only get maximum half your hit dice back.
That's fine.
So
Look
it
at us
looks.
all desperately trying to.
You're talking about moving through the storm. This is not advisable if you have this shelter.
Well,
And
from
the
the
sands-
message that we've received, time is of the essence. We have but 24 hours left.
But the sand stingers are out there. I do not wish to go out where the sand stingers are unless I have to.
Well, unfortunately, it sounds like we might have to, but don't worry, I'll thwack them.
If you're as capable as you say you are, I hope you can do that. And you can see he just looks slightly dubious. He's not been overawed with your excellence. Let's put it that way.
Well, very few are.
That's so fair. I mean, we have killed him once already.
Does he know he died? Or we were just, oh no, you finished.
I'm kind of hoping he just,
Blacked
just
out.
yeah, just writes it off as just being extremely hurt and got knocked unconscious rather than completely dead.
Okay, so you can have your short rest, and you can do your short rest things if you wish. There's a wish to do it. At Iskip, you get your key points back.
Thank you very much. Key points have been restored. I'm missing Freddy right now. I'm sure he would solve it for us. You just eat all the sand.
He would just be another mouth to feed.
Okay. What do you wish to do? The storm is not abating.
Okay, how anyone got an ideas and experience in the desert? Because I certainly don't. The best way we can travel where we at least can try and keep ourselves safe.
Well, normally you have to wait the sandstorms out because you don't want to get lost in that, and you don't want the sand. It will kill you quicker than you would expect.
Well, that'd be a lovely option, but we're not doing that. So, failing the safe option, what's the slightly less dangerous option? I like the idea of a light spell. That's going to be useful, but I think only over a very limited distance. But we'll take what we can get in terms of a beacon.
Lewin, light spell doesn't do anything. It's just that.
Fair enough.
So if you want to switch the light, you can't use a light spell, or you can switch it on, but all you see is just sand. It's just like a fog cloud. You should be able to see about 10 foot around you only. I set all your characters so you can only see about 10 feet. Before the sandstorm just gets obfuscates everything. So dark vision will make no difference in this.
Bugger.
Welcome to my world.
If is our guide like a homing pigeon or something? Because if he can't see, how is he going to navigate?
And he takes out a small brass box, and in it you can see there is a pool of oil, on top of which there is a needle. It says, I follow this marker. It tells me which way to go. That way, and he uses his spear to point northwards.
Okay, not seen that type of magic before. Sure.
I have my mysteries too.
Indeed. Okay. So yeah, thing as ropes not really an option. Anyone else got any ideas?
Nope. I have a solution for the stingers. That's about it.
I
Okay,
think
well,
we should stay close to each other.
Yep. I think that's a great idea, Boris.
Thank you.
Hold hands. Or hands on shoulders. That's it.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the way we're going to have to do it. I think. Boris, do you want to be towards the front with Akbar in case you need some muscle?
Oh yes. I'll do some thwacking.
Cool.
I need to be within touch radius of Boris, so I'll go behind him.
Okay. We'll take our usual formation then, if you're happy to go at the back.
Yes, my leader.
Okay.
Well, this is only a slightly terrible plan. I'm sure it'll be fine.
It's a plan. Something's going to happen. That's the important thing, right?
Oh, I'm
positive,
pretty
Dak, right?
damn sure of that.
You are the leader. You have gotten this far. Doesn't matter how many people have died on your watch.
Yeah, but so the
Let's
track
divide.
record is not so great.
A final suggestion, Dag, before we go out. If you have any ability to help us see through this sand, even for a small moment, and we are overwhelmed, please do it and let me know. I have an ace in a hole that can help us,
I mean,
but I need vision.
short of foresight, that's about as far as
Yeah,
my.
it's more physically carving paths through sand, creating obstacles, something to stop the sand buffeting my vision for even a moment would be appreciated, but only if we need it.
Yeah, I'll see if I can think of something, but I can't make any promises.
Of course.
Can we all hear each other? But in our minds.
I can. Oh.
The
Just in
telepathic,
case.
the telepathic bond has now gone down. It's now gone back up again. Boing.
I sound a lot better in my head.
So you can now all hear each other. Akbar's quite impressed with that. Oh, it's a very interesting way of doing things. That would surely be of help.
As he says that, you can just hear it telepathically. Do 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 do.
Well, interesting song. It seems to remind me of Christmas for some reason.
Oh god, this is going to end poorly. Right, away we go.
Oh dear. Right. And Akbar covers himself, wraps himself round. The ground is still a bit moist from all the water that was made, so he splashes some of this around his scarf, around his face, and he's covered his eyes, and you can just see he can just about see through the cloth, but it will keep the sand out. And some of you do something similar with your desert robes. You realise you can it will keep some of the sand out, but it is still very blowy, and it is obscuring. Okay, well, if you're adamant we need to leave, we will go. I will lead the way. And he takes his compass out and he follows the path of the needle.
Alright, I think Boris was just behind him.
Yep.
Me.
And then it's supposed to be JC, I suppose.
Okay, so Boris, as soon as you get outside the tent, all of you, the conditions are very difficult. It is difficult terrain in this sand unless you have ways to stop it being difficult terrain.
JC would simply be walking on all fours.
Okay, it's still difficult terrain for you. Iskip, I don't think it bothers you, does it, the terrain?
With the mobile feat, it's only when I dash does difficult terrain doesn't cost me extra movement. But I also have my slippers, which I know only last 10 minutes a time, but they may or may not help.
Okay, so it's difficult terrain for everybody. It's half movement, and in this storm, it's going to be half movement again. So each hex is going to be 15 feet.
I'm already on half speed from my exhaustion, so I'm going to have to use. Boris is going to have to carry me.
Are you? Why are you on half speed already?
I'm on 2. I don't know. Good question, but I'm on 2 levels of exhaustion according to my sheet.
Probably from all that belly dancing, didn't get a wink of sleep.
I think you should be on 1 level of exhaustion.
Oh, good. Thank God for that.
Yeah. for the belly dancing.
Okay. Oh, but I don't need to sleep though, so I shouldn't be tired if I had to. If it was lack of sleep.
No, it was the belly dancing who did it.
He was crawling out of the hole.
No, he just sort of thunderbirded his way through as a cyclone.
Okay.
Okay, so I think you've actually lost your exhaustion points. To be honest with you, yeah.
Hey.
But some of you still have exhaustion points though. Okay, so the tent blinks off, yeah, and goes, and you're all buffeted by the wind, and it is stinging, it is unpleasant, it is uncomfortable. It's really just not cricket, Lewin. But you are dressed for this weather, with the garbs, and you pull your desert rags and wraps around you, and do give a modicum of protection. So Akbar goes north. He doesn't seem to be so bothered with the sand. It doesn't slow him down. So it's a slow shuffle, and you're going to keep yourself within. You can see 10 feet in this sand, so you can see yourself. You can see the shadows of people in front of you.
Guess I'll start feeling a tug at the back, then I'll start moving.
Okay. He's going at your speed. Boris, to the side of you, you see something swaying. So about here, you see in the sand. You see something just swaying. It's almost like a pole standing up, and it's swaying backwards and forwards.
Okay. I'm going to put my hand on Akbar's shoulder and yell. I don't know how. Oh no, I don't need to yell. I'm telepathic. What's that?
And he says, "What do you see?"
A swaying pole right there.
He says, "Sandstinger, do not look at it."
Oh.
Yeah, I would have told him that info as well, I guess, about Akbar as well.
There we go. And there is it's a thing, and you can see these eyes looking at you. It's like a stalk that comes out of the ground, swaying backwards and forwards with a nose. And you can see there's 2 great big eyes. And look, so they're sort of like a piercing gaze to them. Could you make for me, please, a wisdom saving throw?
This Boris, can I guidance him on this?
No, you can't. No, because he's doing a saving throw.
Okay.
Boris, it entrances you.
Whoop.
You stop and look at it. Phobos, you stop. You see this thing sort of moving gradually side to side. Akbar goes, "Do not look at it." Everybody else has stopped. No one else can see this. JC, you just see that Phobos has stopped. The rest of you just hear, just see that the line has stopped in front of you. When you use this hypnotic, Rory's telepathic bond, if you're going to talk to an individual, say that. Otherwise, I assume you're broadcasting to everybody. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And so the rest of you hear that something's going on ahead.
I'll just reach up and try and cover Boris's eyes.
So Boris, he's just standing there watching this thing in front of him. It's just swaying from side to side, and he's just looking into its eyes. Boris.
Boris is swaying in time with it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just going to try and cover Boris's eyes.
Okay. The thing then just lurches forward with a natural 20. And a stinger just pierces you in your midriff. So let's get rid of that, and let's go for a bit more something like... there we go. And this thing, it just pierces you. It does 11 plus, it does 23 piercing, and Jesus, and 50 poison damage.
Bloody hell. Okay.
Could you make a Constitution saving throw for me, please? Constitution, fine. You're not poisoned. You feel your muscles start to lock up, but it is... you managed to shrug it off. And now I'd like everybody please to roll for initiative.
Oh,
Whoa!
man.
Whoa! We haven't done initiative for a while, haven't we? Where is it?
Uh-oh.
We lasted 5 minutes walking through the desert.
And then Boris saw something shiny.
That's a new record for us.
It must be, yeah.
Waiting for the initiative list to pop up. There
Yep.
we go.
Nice try, Boris, but mine was lower.
Oh, the thing's crashed again. Oh, no. Has that all it has worked. There we go. So, Lewin.
I know it's usually me first, but this time it's Iskip.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, I've got some of you on twice.
That's because we're that good. We're level 17, we get 2 goes per turn.
Hey, I had to make a character to do that, you bloody thief.
Let's get rid of some of these things. I don't know what it's done. It's put loads of different things on. Let's try again, shall we? I've still got Lewin first.
See, I've got
I think-
Iskip on 18.18 and
I
I'm
tell you
on
what.
18.14.
I'll tell you what
I
I'm going
see
to do.
what Lewin's got.
I'm going to clear it. I'm going to do it again because it's done something really strange here. Sorry.
Well, no.
Tommy beat Lewin in initiative.
I know, it's a rarity. I rolled a 5.
Let's
There we go,
roll.
that's a bit more normal for me.
I was competing for the lowest number.
And it's just cleared again on me. Now all I see is you skip.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to do everybody.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
safer.
If I roll another natural one, something's broken.
Yeah, just your luck.
Well, I should have
Natural
advantage on
1.
initiative as well.
Natural 1.
Well, you just rolled 2 19s on that Constitution save, so you're not doing bad.
This is true.
So has everybody else come up?
Nope, just
Don't think any
uh,
people on issue skipping JC.
Yep.
now, if I do initiative now, yes, there we go, I join in. And even with the natural 20, I still go before it. Ha 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 ha.
Is everybody on?
And I've just rolled my initiative and now I'm not even on bloody board.
Yay!
Yeah, it's literally not adding me.
Why
No
is it-
turn for you.
Why?
I've rolled initiative twice now and I'm not on the board. Technology.
Let's try that.
I'm still first.
So,
Phomos is on there. There we go.
It's almost as though having plus
You
32 initiative.
are now on there. Okay.
And every single time the roll has been better.
Okay. Excellent. Okay. So we start with Lewin.
Right, well, we're in a horrible hot desert. You've got a very dry mouth. It's very unpleasant, so I'm going to give you the one thing that everyone loves in this environment, a piece of licorice. And I'm going to give that to Phomos.
Haste.
So
I love haste.
Okay. You can see him. He's within 10 feet of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Nice.
hasted.
So the core one for this, you get an extra round of Eldritch Blast if you want to.
So yeah, it basically means a spell. So a spell counts as the action as well. Yeah, in terms of the weapon attacks.
I believe so.
Okay. I will happily take that.
Okay. Lewin, you done?
Yes.
That was a yes from him.
Yep. Okay. Phomos.
Yep. So just to confirm what he said there, with haste, I get 2 different spells. Is that right? 2 different actions.
Yeah, but you can only cast one spell per
You
turn.
cast one. You can cast. You got one. You have. You have an attack action, if you wish.
That's an extra. Okay, so yeah, it'll have to be Eldritch Blast. That's a shame. I was going to top Boris up at the same time, but that's fine. I'll target this one that I can see then, and I'll spam Eldritch Blast it.
Well, no, you'll only get Eldritch Blast. You will get your normal Eldritch Blast attacks, but your other attack would be a melee attack, I believe.
Oh, if that's the case, can I revert that turn and give it to?
I can use it. No, I can use it. I can get a melee attack in
One
as well.
weapon attack. One weapon attack only. Dash, disengage,
which
hide, or use
case-
object.
So is
if
it
I
too
may-
late to reverse that and give it to Yiskip instead? I didn't realise that it didn't apply to spells or cantrips.
I mean, I have. Would the cantrip that's a weapon attack count as well
No,
as a
it's
spell,
not.
wouldn't it? I would assume?
You'd, you'd have to hit it with a sword or a weapon.
Or
Because
foot.
I have a cantrip that counts as a melee spell.
If you're
melee
talking about booming blade, it doesn't qualify. If it
No,
that's the
primal
rules
savagery.
it's written. So, is it okay, the DM, if I could give that to Yiskip instead?
Just keep it on a Phomos. It's fun, right?
No, sorry.
Okay.
Put it on music. It's all right.
Thank you, Dave.
You can recon if you want.
Yeah,
No,
I
no.
would.
Well, now I'm in a rock and a hard place because I got both people saying give it to the other.
Give it Boris. He can stand still really quickly.
Okay. All right. Well, it stays where it is then. Stays where it is. Okay. Phomos.
Okay. So just confirm, if I use primal savagery as my cantrip for the melee attack, I would have to be another attack, normal attack, right? It wouldn't be a.
Well, ping
I can't use
up
Eldritch
Primal
Blast.
Savagery. See what it says.
So rules is written that's a melee spell attack, not a melee attack.
Yeah.
Right.
Cause your teeth or fingernails to sharpen, ready to deliver. Yeah, well, you could do. You could have. It's if you could attack twice with that, that would be you could get away with that. To cause your. How long does it last?
Yeah. It just for one attack, so it
One
would only be
attack.
one. Yeah. Okay, that's. I can still make it work.
Yeah.
Let me just get this open, just make sure it works the same. Okay, I can. Yes, I can. So I can basically headbutt the thing and then bite it. Is what I'm going to do then, because if I get 2 attacks, so I've got the ram ability. So I'm going to charge at this stinger.
Yep.
A 21 to hit.
It misses. It just dodges out of the way. How far can you charge? Oh, actually, you're close to it. You're only 10 feet away, so you can do that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that misses.
Okay. As I go past, then I'm going to.
The stinger you see is it's like as you get close, you see it's almost like a prehensile tail, and it just whips out the way.
In which case, I'm going to try and just slash it with my fingernails as I go past it.
Go for it.
If it will let me do. Nat 20.
Oh, ooh! And you slice it with your fingers, and you do. How much damage do you do? You do 24 plus.
27. It is poison damage.
No, it's 24.
So
you do 24 plus.
It's acid.
Critical, so you do. Blimey, that's quite a lot, isn't it? 24 plus 40. You do 64 damage.
Ooh.
And it shrieks as you do that. And you slice at the tail, and great big chitinous chunks come out of it. You doing anything else?
No, that'll be it. Although I probably would have rammed, so it'd been like here.
Okay.
I think that's all I can do.
Okay.
I think that's both my attacks. Yeah, done.
So this tail then is going to attack you. In
That
fact,
would be disadvantaged, wouldn't it?
Why?
Have I still got my cloak of displacement?
Oh, you have your cloak of displacement, yes. And it launches itself out of the sand. You see this giant scorpion that jumps out, and it attacks you first of all with a claw. 16 to hit. Sorry, 14 to hit. 14 to hit.
Well, actually, that still meets beats.
No, because you get +2 to your armor class.
My AC, natural AC is 12.
Oh, is it?
I've only got
Okay.
Yeah,
so
14.
you get 13 bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled. Yeah. Claw attacks you again with a 23 to hit.
That hits.
9 bludgeoning damage. And then the stinger comes forward with a 17 to hit.
And that hits as well.
That's 11 piercing and 22 poison damage. And could you make a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
Yeah, 1 second. Not good.
You are paralysed, and it grabs you, and it pulls you into the sand. Okay.
Oh, I'm going to lose a character in a couple of weeks.
And it's going to pull you into the sand. It's going to go downwards. It is within 10 feet of Boris. Boris is outside of your range to do stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to say it is now it's back the stinger. And Fomos, you are now half in the sand. Okay.
Okay.
Dak.
Okay, I can't really see what's going on further up, but I can.
You can hear screams, and then Fomos has suddenly gone quiet.
So let's take a little wander. I'm gonna sort of go to the right of everyone and sort of put my hands on their shoulders as we're moving forward to try and get myself further up the queue. Right. Oh, right. Okay, I can see this thing now.
Remember,
right.
each hex is 15 feet.
Oh yes, of course, it's extra, isn't it? So it's so I'm only actually going to get to roughly level with JC. Why can't I? Oh, because it's hex, right?
Yep.
Okay, that doesn't put me in a particularly useful position. I can't see anyone to heal them, and I can't get to the baddie to hit him. So I guess I'm stuck taking the dodge action on this turn.
You can see Fomos. He's half buried in the sand. He's 10 feet away. You should be able to see him.
Good. Well, he's just on the periphery, so I wasn't sure if that would count.
No. If you can see him, you can see him. If you can't, you can't.
Okay, great. Okay, what I will do then is what's best for this? That wouldn't make sense either. Okay. Bollocks. Yeah, you did get hit, didn't you, Thanos?
You heard
Yeah,
him squeal.
paralysed.
Yeah. So, being as I can't assess how badly you're hurt, I'm going to assume you're just a bit of a wuss. So you get healing word.
Okay.
So where's the thing for that? That's 1d4 plus 4 plus my spell modifier, which is 6. So 10 points of healing for you there.
Thank you very much. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't help you with your, the head buried in the sand thing, but
Oh no, just chest up. I'm assuming, but who knows?
I don't know. I just assumed it was funnier to go head first, but
Yeah.
it's just your ankles waving around in the air.
Another stinger. It moves through the sand. You can see it in front of you, Dak. You can see his eyes looking at you. Could you please make for me a wisdom saving throw?
Certainly try.
Not a
23.
problem. You avoid it. Avoid its enchantment. Boris.
Yes.
You are. As soon as it struck out at you, your charm faded.
Excellent.
So you are unshackled.
Okay. I would like to grab it by the tail and drag it back out of the sand, hopefully bringing Phomos with it.
Okay. So go and make a grapple attack.
I will do that. May I say that I have done rage first?
Yes, you may rage. Of course, you may rage.
Grapple attack. So is that just a strength check, or what's the deal?
It's athletics.
Athletics.
Athletics. Excellent. That's even better. Athletics it is.
So you grab the tail, and it's a big creature and it's under the sand. You can stop it sinking, but you've grappled it. Yep. So you've got the tail in your hand.
Excellent.
Yep.
Does that count as an attack, so I
Yep.
get an additional attack?
Yeah. Yeah.
Super. So can I use that to again try and drag it out, or does it have
Yeah.
to be like
You realise it's a big creature, and it's under the sand. So it will be very difficult to shift it.
So it probably makes more sense to take a swing at it.
Potentially, yeah.
All right, let's do that.
Go for it.
Let's do some thwacking. Recklessly, of course.
Oh, of course. 22 hits it just. Hits the tail. And how much damage you do? 20 damage. Yep.
20 damage.
Okay, and the tail is hanging almost limp now. And you can see sort of black blood pouring out of it.
Awesome.
Okay.
Probably Boris.
Yep. JT.
Cool. I am going to, knowing that I need to avoid looking at the eyes of these people because I'm going to keep my hat brim down a bit so I can see their feet, and I will.
Well, if you can try and avoid it by not looking at it at all, if you wish.
Well, I need to be able to see where I'm hitting roughly, so I'm looking at the ground. So
Oh, well, if you want to avoid the eyes, you can close your eyes so you don't see it. You don't see it at all.
no, I'm looking at the ground. So no
so
eyes, but I'm
either you're
looking down.
averting your eyes or you're not. You can't do a bit of one, not the other.
I'm looking at the ground.
So you're averting your eyes. Okay, so you attack with disadvantage. Okay.
I will step forward. Would going to there put me in range of this one near Phomos?
Yes, the tail is there, and you can see Phomos is being pulled into the ground.
I'm going to poke the tail.
Poke the tail.
Basically, I'm going to stab it with Igwe.
Okay, go for it. Go for it. Disadvantage on the attack. Natural one,
didn't it?
Could you make a charisma saving throw for me, please?
18.
I forgot what it says on the thing. What does it? What did it say?
When you roll next one on attack roll, maybe this weapon, you must make a DC 20 charisma saving throw. On a failed save, you gain 1 level of exhaustion.
Yeah, level of exhaustion.
Yay! I'm never going to be awake, am I? 1 level.
And
1 D10.
Okay, you've rolled it. You've rolled it. What did you roll?
Yeah.
7. Take 7 psychic damage.
Yeah.
How many exhaustion points have you got?
1.
Just the 1. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, just one of them.
Yeah.
I was awake, now I'm not.
Now you're not. Now you're tired. Okay. Are you done?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay. It's Skip.
I can only see the back of Lewin's head.
Yep. You
If I can
saw
see within
Dak
my
go
10
forward.
foot sphere, yeah, I will then go 15 feet forward.
Yep.
So I've got 4 squares worth of movement. I don't know who's close to what. I don't really know what's going on. So I'm going to. I now see Dak, so I'm going to go stand next to Dak.
And you see a tail there.
Oh my god, it's terrifying. It's actually really cool not being able to see what's going on. Right, I am going to use my old bonus action to turn on my old arms of fun.
Yep.
If this guy can make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Save throw. 4.
He takes 10 force damage.
Yeah. And you can see his parts of the chitin just fly off as you do that. And bits of sand fly everywhere.
Righty ho. So, with the I've got to quickly check that I've set something up. Have I done it? I think that's it. Yeah, cool. So, with his meaty bits exposed because his chitin has come off, I'm going to whack it. A 1. That's a 30 to hit.
Whack. Yeah, hits it hard. Yep. Crunch.
And then
It's like cracking open a lobster claw. Yeah, and whack.
15 force.
Yeah.
I remember. The third action. That's my bonus action if I don't have my full form on. Okay, I've used my bonus action, so I can't do it. I'm pretty certain. That will be the end of my turn.
Okay. I'm just going to switch the wind off because it's too much noise going on. That's the end of your go, yep. Okay. There are 2 others I haven't put on yet, so I'll have to remember to do these. Dunk. Okay. Lewin. You see some eyes. Another one of these tails in the air is bobbing backwards and forwards. Could you make a wisdom saving throw?
Yes, I can. That is a 5.
5. You are ensorcelled. Can you be charmed?
I have advantage on any charms due to Fey ancestry.
Okay, so you rolled a 15 then.
17 with my arcane aura.
Okay, you rolled a 17, so you are fine. You are not charmed, which is a stroke of luck, and he's crawled to there. Lewin, you'll go.
Okay, is he within touching range of me?
He can touch you, but you can't touch him.
Okay, well, if that's the case, I am going to move 5 foot up. And can I see Phomos' legs sticking out of the sand?
You can. In fact, you see his head sticking out of the sand as he's being sucked, pulled downwards.
No, that's not fun. I wanted him to be upside down.
Yeah, exactly what I thought.
If that's the case,
friends like this, Phomos. Friends like this.
If that's the case, I'm going to point a finger at him, and a green beam of light fires out at him.
Yep.
as I'm going to move him out of the grapple.
Yep. So where's he going to go?
I'm just going to pop him next to me, JC.
Okay. Whoosh. There he goes. Okay. There we go. Nice.
That is everything I can do this round.
A stinger person.
It's got past my turn on the. Oh, I'm paralysed though, aren't I? Still.
You are at the end of your go. You can make a saving throw.
Which one is that? Constitution.
Constitution. Yep.
6. I'm still paralysed.
Still paralysed. Yep.
Okay, never mind.
He is going to now lash out. Who hit him last? Boris hit him. So he's going to lash out at Boris just with his with the stinger. With a 25 to hit.
That hits.
Because you were raging. 11 piercing and 17 poison damage.
Okay.
Could you make a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
Yep. Oh, I've clicked that twice because it doesn't seem to be doing it.
So, fine, not a problem. So we'll take the first one, so you got a 20. And this creature disappears, burrows into the sand. You can see the tail look injured. You think it's probably scarpering away. Dak.
Cool. I think what I'm going to do is I don't fancy getting poisoned or stung or whatever.
Well, you make your mind up. I'm just going to go for a wee. You do make your mind up what you're going to do.
Yeah. Gonna turn to my elemental form, I think. And then I'll make an engagement with this one over here.
Reverse gravity.
No, I've caused enough problems with that spell.
Can anyone do anything about paralysis by any chance?
Anyone got lesser restoration?
Didn't bring that today.
If I hit him, does that do the same thing?
Probably not.
Alright, I won't do that then.
If it's a poison effect, then he won't be concentrating on it.
Oh, I meant hit Fomus.
No, it's like...
No, I think it's just an automatic crit.
We certainly wouldn't be short of water.
Yeah.
Well, for those of us that don't need to drink, that's fine.
Do you not need to drink?
Don't need to drink or eat food.
Where the bloody hell does that come from?
Level 10.
Being a level 15 bug.
You just don't give a shit.
Yeah, but my traits are that I'll try and eat absolutely anything and everything, so it's a bit kind of counter...
Ooh, we've got the beastie. We've got the rock monster.
I have indeed.
Okay.
Yeah, didn't fancy getting poked by one of those stingers.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, so this one to my right, I'm just going to give him a couple of slams and see where that gets us.
Go for it.
So 19 for the first one.
Misses. It just whips out of the way. It's a very fast-moving tail. It's very prehensile, very difficult to hit.
That's okay. Cool. All right. Well, that's me.
You had 2 attacks. Oh, you had 2 attacks. Beg your pardon. Yep.
Oh yeah, I screwed up both.
Yep. Okay. End of your go. The sand is blasting you. You take 1 point of damage as you are being eroded by the wind.
I like that.
Another one. Hit the stinger now. Doesn't quite know what to make of Dak, so it is going to launch its stinger at Iskip, who hit it.
Yes.
So first of all, it's going to jump out of the sand, and it's going to try and attack you with a claw.
It's a scorpion.
22 to hit.
That misses.
23 to hit.
That hits.
So you take 8 bludgeoning damage.
Yep.
And you are grappled. And then its stinger comes forward with an 18 to hit.
Misses.
as you almost like a matador, you just dodge out of the way. You are grappled by it, and it tries to pull you away. So you can go up. It pulls you away. Now, Dak, you can take a attack of opportunity.
Can I grab or grapple Yixip as my reaction?
No, you can make an attack, but you can't grapple as an attack.
Stretch Armstrong.
Okay, I will have a go at an attack then. 16, I'm useless.
That hits it because it's actually a much bigger creature now. The tail is prehensile, but the actual creature itself is much bigger and it's easier to hit. The tail's very difficult to hit though. 13 bludgeoning damage, yep.
Yeah.
Crack. And you crack part of its shell. But Iskip, it's got you. But I'm going to put you there right next to it. And it starts to bury into the sand as well, but it's not in the sand yet. Boris.
Okie dokie. Well, Boris can't see anything that's going on around him.
I know, I deliberately interfered with all your tokens, so you would have real difficulty seeing, because I'm a mean bastard.
That's fine. What I'd like to do, and it's sort of dependent on what Akbar will allow me to do, I'd like to put my hand on his shoulder and say stay close.
Yep.
And I want to come here.
Yep.
And bring where I'm about to sort of like bring.
Oh, do
him
not
to
leave
that
me.
spot.
So he's going to just hide behind you.
That's
as a
cool.
big meat shield.
Very well. So that's where I want to get, and I actually can now see a tail.
Yep.
May I? Is it just a tail at the moment?
It's just a tail. Yep.
It's just a tail. Okay, Boris is going to try and grab it then, because these things are sneaky and they run around all over the place.
Okay. Go to try and grab it then. Make athletics an athletics roll for me, please.
Yep.
Well, you grab it.
Then may I attack it, or was me guiding Akbar a thing that I've done?
Sorry?
Can I take an attack against it now?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can swing round for a stone. Crack.
Alright. Recklessly, of course.
Yep. And Rex is that you hit it, so you swing it round and you just crack into it, and you do 6, 17, 18 damage against it. Yep.
Awesome.
And you're grabbing onto this tail now. It is now grappled by you. JC.
Cool. Would there be enough movement to get to there? Or there?
Well, you're going through. That's going to be 30 foot of movement plus. That's going to be 30. No, because Lewin's in the way. Because you have to go through somebody's space.
Yeah, I thought that might be the case. Okay. So I can do that, but then it means I won't be able to do anything else. I am going to...
Well, you could try and do a bit of panache. I'll let you try and do... If you want to try quite a difficult acrobatics maneuver, I'll let you vault over Lewin. But it will be quite a high DC. It will be a DC of about, I would say about 20... in the storm, about 25. If you want to give it a go.
Well, I ain't going to make that. I ain't going to make
acrobatics?
that.
Yes, you are.
I would need to at least roll like an 18 or something to get that high.
Well, you can try it.
What's the worst that can happen? I'll end up falling on my face in the sand. So I will
Worst
do that.
thing you could say before you roll.
I know. So acrobatics, yes.
Yep.
26.
Oh. You vault. You use Dak and you jump. You do a somersault over Lewin and you land Avengers style on the sand in front of him, a 3-point landing with your hat sort of fluttering in the wind and your feather blowing backwards. Very cool.
Yep.
You can do your attack now.
Cool. So I'll stand up and I'll go to flick the hat back and I'll stab it with Egway.
Go for it. Natural 1.
Oh, that was creepy, wasn't it?
Oh,
That's
you-
a
you-
point of exhaustion.
JC, I'm sorry, you have to remember you had a point of exhaustion.
Oh, yes.
So
There was
you
only
didn't
26, I found
succeed.
my
So
face.
you jumped and you landed on top of Lewin.
That's fine.
So Lewin and you are both prone now.
At least you missed him with your attack.
Well,
So-
actually saying that, that's a good thing because it means I wouldn't have been able to attack, so I don't do a natural one, which means I don't get an extra point of exhaustion, so I'm not that
Okay.
tired.
So you are both prone.
Yeah, so I'm there.
Lewin, could you just make a concentration check for me, please?
Absolutely. That's a 32.
32. Not a. Jesus. Okay, yeah, not a problem.
I'll
How
put
have you
myself
got?
there
How
so
have you got plus 12 on the Constitution save?
So it's a combination of I have 5 in my Constitution. I started out as an artificer, which gives me proficiency in Constitution saves,
Jeez.
and I'm level 17 overall. So it's 5 plus 6.
12 on Constitution. You're never going to stop concentrating on anything, are you? Jesus.
He's the most resilient spellcaster I have ever met.
Yeah, well, we'll do something about that.
Okay,
Okay, so-
what I'll do then.
It's all very funny when it's concentration until you make me do a single wisdom save.
What I'll do then, instead of attacking, I'll just stand up.
No, that's your move. You're now
And-
you're prone now.
Yes, I mean I'll use my bonus as a dash to
Oh right, yeah,
stand
your
up.
bonus. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah. But what I'll do is I'll put my well, I am on top of Lewin, but I'll put it there so Lewin can actually still get to his token. If that makes sense.
No, I don't understand what you're saying.
Well, I was landing on top of you, so I might as well be standing on your shoulders. I've stood up.
Oh,
Just
fair enough.
okay. Skip.
Right, well, if he's going to grab me and run away, luckily
Yeah.
I can see the corner of one of the cards, so I'm not entirely lost, which is good. I'm gonna really slap him really
Go for
hard.
it. Go for it.
Just imagine a massive hand of
That is a 21 to hit.
That hits him.
That's 9 force damage, and if you can make a con save, please.
A con save. Yep.
Yep.
Saving throw. Con 10.
Fantastic. He is stunned.
Okay. That means the grapple drops.
Even better. Let me just mark that off. There we go. And I'm going to hit him. Do I have a sense of how far this thing has dragged me, or not? Well, I can see the corner of a cart actually, so I guess I can.
Yeah, you have an idea.
Okay, cool. Right, so that means I can go full ham. Once more. That's 21 to hit and 15 force.
Advantage. Oh yeah, yep.
And then
Whack. Yep.
as my bonus, I'll do one more.
Yep.
That's 25 to hit.
26, isn't it?
26, sorry. 26.
Yeah.
And that's 11.
Okay, and it's
Force damage.
basically it's starting to this shell's starting to open up. It looks very injured.
Okay, I'm just going to go 15. Ah, I see the outline of something. Another 15. Oh, it's a DAC! That's 30. And,
Navigation by Dak.
I've got 2 more squares, so I don't know. Can I go there? Is that in your space, Doug?
Remember,
Probably
it's triple movement for each hex.
Yeah, I've got 65 feet of movement, so
So-
that should be 4 squares,
Yep.
hopefully.
Yep, that's fine. Yep, you can get to Dak. You can grab onto him as he's slowly eroding in the wind.
I am clinging on because I'm just trying to stay with the party.
Okay.
And that ends my turn.
Okay. This thing launches at Lewin, who is now on the floor. Lewin, claw attack. 23 to hit. Actually, yes, your
Well,
advantage on the floor.
But very quickly, I'm standing on top of Lewin's laying down body. Do I give him a half cover?
No.
I tried, Lewin.
Can you take the hit for me if he's standing over me?
So 23 to hit, Lewin.
Yeah, that hits because I'm not wearing armor.
10 bludgeoning damage,
Okay.
and you are grappled. And it will do that again. 25 to hit.
That's another hit.
That's 5 bludgeoning damage. And then the stinger comes forward. With you are prone, aren't you? So 21 to hit.
That would hit, but I'm going to shield that.
Yep. Okay. But he's still got you, and now he drags you away. And Boris, you're going to take an attack of opportunity.
Woohoo!
Question, just to add to the shenanigans, by the way. I'm standing on top of Loon, so as he's being dragged away, am I going for a ride?
If you wish, you can go Lewin surfing.
Yes!
Boris, you whack this stinger for how much? 15, 16 damage, yep?
Yeah.
50, and it gets taken 10, 20, 30. Okay, Lewin, you get dragged over here, and it's now burying itself in the sand. And the rest of you just see Lewin getting dragged away by this thing. Okay, dunk. And this thing is just going to launch at whoever's in front of it. Dak, you're going to get attacked by this thing, which is a bit thick, this thing that's attacking you. With a 24 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
12 bludgeoning damage. 10 to hit.
Is this magical damage?
No.
So it's be hard. So it was the first one 12, you say?
Yep.
So
And a stinger does natural 20.
Oh, yeah, that definitely is.
So that is 13 plus... That is 25 piercing damage. Non-magical.
Okay.
You can't get poisoned, can you?
I can't, no.
Okay, so you are not poisoned, which was lucky, because that would have been a bit of a whack.
Yeah, I thought that might suck.
Yep.
Yeah, you're also immune to poison damage.
Yep. So no poison happens. No, the poison bit doesn't affect you. It blunts his stinger on your side. Okay, Lewin.
Well, I mean, a bit of a predicament I've got in here. So, can I see any of this nasty scorpion thing?
Well, you're being dragged into the sand. The tail is still above the ground. It's backing in, so he's got his pincers around you, and it's pulling you into the ground. So all that's visible now is its tail, and you are half buried in the sand.
That's fine. So can I see the pincers?
Yes, you not the pincers, but you can see the tail.
Perfect. I am going to hit that then. I'm going to point my finger at it and try and make it disappear.
Okay.
So can it make a dexterity save for me, please?
This is going for kill, this, isn't it? Saving throw. 4.
Cool. Oh, it didn't do the damage for me. That's irritating. There we go. Let's try that again. There we go. It takes 81 points of force damage.
And all you see is this in this Kamzin wind, this black dust gets blown away into nothingness. It's completely and utterly evaporated and disintegrated into nothingness.
And Lewin's going to use his movement speed to stand up, and because he's got a combination of standing up and it's difficult terrain, that's all he can do.
Yeah.
Now I will
Fomos.
help Lewin out the sand as I'm there.
It's a good thing I didn't miss.
Fomos, you're still yes. Fomos, you're still paralysed, but you can make a saving throw at the end of your turn.
Yes, I would like to if I can.
Oh no, still paralysed.
Yeah.
The
Excellent.
amount of natural ones we've rolled tonight is abnormally
It's
high.
good to be back.
He is can't do anything. Boris.
Okay, let's do some thwacking.
Go for it.
Oh, was I supposed to be in there?
Oh, have we skipped a turn? Sorry.
Have I missed you out? Oh, sorry, Dak, I missed you out. Beg your pardon. Yep.
Yeah, sorry. I was just thinking. I thought sure I followed 5 minutes. This one to the southwest of me.
Yep.
I will take a couple of hits with that. So a natural 1 and a natural 20.
Oh, excellent. Okay. So the natural 20 does how much damage?
16 plus 9.
No, it's not 9. 16 plus 16. 32 damage.
Lovely.
Okay, crack. His sort of legs get pushed into the sand slightly. Now it's Boris.
Does this mean we also skip the scorpion's turn?
No, scorpions. One of them's paralysed, and the other one's just run off.
Okay, I'm going to thwack it a couple of times in this
Go
one.
for it. Yep.
Cha-cha. Ah, that's nice.
Double 20, natural 20s.
Wow. That's twice you've done that.
That is pretty impressive. So what's that? How much damage is that then?
Yes.
I argue with a double.
Enough.
With a double nat 20, that should be quadrupled, surely.
I agree. So I think
So what's that?
ND100.
all of those numbers, that they equal 40.
40. Crunch. It's looking. If a scorpion could look dazed, it looks dazed.
Alright, let's take another one. Oh, I can do. Oh, that triggers. That triggers Crusher, doesn't it?
Yep.
Okay. Recklessly, of course.
Oh yes. Whack again,
So 22.
and it goes down, and it gets pushed into the sand.
Ha!
Okay. Anything else? No. JC.
Cool. Well, I'll be standing with Lewin and following him if he decides to move back to the group, and I will be taking a dodge action for any more pincers coming out the sound
Okay.
at us.
Iskip.
I'm holding an action to punch one of them if they come nearby. I know
Okay.
one of them dragged me away and hasn't come
Okay.
back yet, so
So he runs off. Okay. So, and you stand there expectantly waiting for the more of these creatures to come along, and all you hear is the wind cutting into you, blowing into you. It's unpleasant. Dak, you take another 1 point of damage.
Well, if this keeps up for another 20 years, I'll be in trouble.
Yep.
Mother Nature at its finest.
and the you wait 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and there's no more of these scorpions that materialize onto you.
Do I?
You
Am I
recover.
able to
You
move
are
again, yeah?
you are unparalyzed. Yep. And as soon as you
I'm not
become
one of those fainting
unparalyzed, as soon as you become
Yeah.
unparalyzed, you're then stunned because the haste wears off.
So as soon as I'm going to get up and it's like a fainting goat, just straight back down.
Yep. And then you vomit your breakfast up. And then what happens is that after about 10 minutes of getting your breath, the sandstorm starts to die down.
What handy timing.
Well, you could have had another couple of hours like that if you wished, but give me a little
No,
bit
that's
of poetic license. And the shifting sand dunes Now these vans, these carts are now covered in sand. The dead scorpion, the sand stinger, is, unless you want to do anything with it, gets covered in sand as well. Gets buried.
I will take the fleshy bits, a bit like a crab.
The fleshy bits. Okay, make a.
Yeah, the fleshy bits.
Make the fleshy bit. Okay, make a survival roll for me, please.
Sorry, the fleshy bits, and I'd like some of the chitin as well. But I'll make a survival.
I've heard that,
Okay,
I've heard that the claws can be quite meaty.
Make a survival roll for me.
I'm going to give you guidance on that. Point out the bits that look delicious because I've just thrown up mine, so I need something.
I'm doing the same.
Okay. So 15, 16?
16. So you managed to get some meat out of the claws. It is gamey. You can see it has. You look closer, you can see there are parasites in it. It's not something you'd really want to eat unless you're Iskip.
Well, exactly, quite. I want to store some for little Freddy because he needs to sample the world's delicacies.
Right.
And
maybe something without worms in it. I mean,
He'll be
you
alright.
do you, but feeding your child something poisoned seems a bit below the belt.
he's just like his dad. Poison is merely a hiccup.
Speaking of which, did anyone else get poisoned, or are you all okay?
I'm okay.
Good. How was it for you, Femiphomus?
Well, I don't. Less poison, more like 9,000 volts going through every vein, nerve ending in your body.
You do be pretty prone to being sick. That's twice you've been sick in the space of 24 hours.
Well, I've hardly been able to have anything with flavour for 200 years. You'll have to forgive me.
That is very true. That is very, very true. Do you want some?
I think we should. I think we should be going here. I think he's. I have a bad feeling about those sand stingers. I do not wish to see those again. They were difficult and horrible, and you dealt with them well.
Yeah, I agree. Let's move on.
Yep.
Where do you wish to go? North to the mountain still, yes?
Mm.
It's going to be a difficult journey, but okay. And he starts moving and walking.
Boris will fall in behind him and go, "See, I told you I'd thwack them."
Yes, well done. You look like what do we say in Marquette? Shit.
I'm really glad you said that. That's what I was thinking.
Well, you can't talk. You do not look much better.
Phomos, do you
I'm
need some?
What
Help,
is
I've got-
what is that? He points his spear at Dak. What is that there? Is that with you?
Yes, it's our pet rock.
Oh, he looks polished.
I don't know any Polish, otherwise I would have.
Well, if you are ready and you are able, let's move forward.
Mm.
Lead the way.
And he walks. He actually managed to wend a way through the sand dunes, and actually, if you follow his trail, you do make better time than you thought you would do. Certainly, if you're on your own, you'd be going round and round in circles. And every once in a while, he stops and looks at his compass and keeps going forwards. You get to the top of a particularly high sand dune, and you can see in the distance the mountains that you're aiming for. That is the destination. It is good number of days' journey away.
Days. Oh, that is unacceptable. Dak will pop back to himself.
Oh, that's very impressive.
We go.
Yes, less pet rock and more leader now.
Well, I think a more expeditious form of travel is in order. So if everyone likes to gather around, we'll make
Okay.
use of the nice weather.
Okay.
Oh, Akbar, you'll love this bit. This is the most fun.
What is this?
Think cloudy thoughts.
Dak, before you do that, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
No, I was just going to give Akbar the basics of what this is. Just tell him
Give
not
him
to
a
worry.
detailed explanation.
He'll get the hang of it. It's not as weird as it seems.
Do you have any holy water on you?
If it's not a cost, I should be able to do it with my what's its name? Focus.
I thought we did a component supply run back in Marquette. Which I assume you would have got all of that there as well.
I did. I don't know if anyone else did.
Yeah, I was always under the impression if it didn't have a gold piece,
So,
cost, it didn't matter.
Correct. Rules is written. If the spell component doesn't have a GP value next to it in the spell, you can replace it with your spell casting
Okay.
Okay, cool.
thing.
Boring.
Yeah,
Russian scuss of fashion. All right, well, I'll let you do that. But holy water does have a cost elsewhere, but okay, I'll let you off just this once. And you you cast Windwalk on you and your comrades. Akbar is terrified. What are you doing? Do not do this. I do not like this.
I will have given him a detailed explanation of exactly what this exactly is.
And you can see he's sort of starting to. He's now tumbling in the air. He does. Oh, this is making me feel very unsafe. I do not like this. And then, his voice just disappears into nothingness. Lewin, I'll let you do your telepathic bond just before this happens again, if you wish.
Yes, I will.
So you can sort of, so you have an hour at least being able to talk to each other.
That's
Okay.
right, we can cover a hell of a distance like this, so that should be good enough.
Okay. So you take to the air. There is still a buffeting wind as you go up high, but you can accommodate that without a problem. And you hear from Akbar, "Oh, this is exhilarating. This is much safer and more fun than trudging through the desert. Why did we not do this from the start?"
In a storm, it's incredibly dangerous.
I could see that. That would make sense. Well, I will take you to the base of the mountains. The air is turbulent there. I'm not sure that being a vaporous cloud will be so good near the mountains. I will take you to the wadi.
Very well, lead on.
And as you are flying, you are making very good time. Who, Dak, in the distance? Because I assume you're leading this with Akbar.
Yeah, in this instance,
You see a bird of prey. Could you just make a history roll for me, please?
Okie dokie. History. 24.
So this bird of prey you see, it's way in the distance. It looks enormous. And you think this is possibly, it's either an enormous eagle, but you've heard of creatures from the time of the wars between the dragons and the giants. But the giants bred enormous birds called rocs, which would fight dragons. And you think this must be that sort of size. You have heard stories of these creatures who can lift up an elephant in each talon, whose wingspan is 200 feet.
Cool.
Damn.
Or 2 Olympic-sized swimming pools.
I'll have to remember and try and navigate that
or
myself.
half of Wales.
yeah.
And you see this creature then fly up into one of the peaks and then disappears from view.
Cool.
Now you've seen one, Dak.
I don't know if I could change it to something quite that large, but
Lewin is also going to examine it and commit it to memory.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the Dak can point it out to you, so you you all see this. It looks like an eagle of some description, but it is huge.
Is the ground around it a bit rocky?
The mountains certainly are.
So, would Lewin know what this amazing monstrosity is?
I'll be honest with you. To you, this is probably just another weird creature that lives in a desert.
Fair enough.
It's a long, long way away. Dak, as a druid who knows about nature, supposedly,
well, sometimes.
would know this is something beyond something natural.
Bird, though. That's an interesting idea. I'll have to a go at that myself.
Okay, so you keep going, and eventually you get to the sand beneath you the dunes start to get smaller, and the ground turns rocky, and it's still really quite barren. And you get into the foothills. There are empty riverbeds, and the air it starts to rise, and the air starts to get turbulent, and you're getting guys getting blown around all over the place.
Might have to think about landing soon.
Oh, but it's fun.
I know, but maybe we can do it at home.
Okay.
I mean, you can keep going if you wish, but you'll start having to make ability checks to keep going.
Yeah, I think when we get to the point where we've already tried to change attitude to make the situation better, and that hasn't panned out, we'll have to call it because it'd be too dangerous for Akbar, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So you land, yeah?
Yeah, I think we'll have to.
Are there any sort of rocky outcroppings where the ground beneath us is rocky and we can sit on?
There are dunes, there are sand around, but there's certainly now there's rough ground and there's rocky ground there as well.
Yeah, let's make sure we land on some rocky grund.
Yeah, it takes a minute to change back, so having some steady footing won't hurt.
And you check the area, and there is little in the way of action or activity around you. As you settle to the ground, you transform back into your normal selves. Oh, that was really exhilarating. It's a nice way of travelling. I would love to learn how that trick that you did, Mr. Leader.
If I could teach you, I would. Unfortunately, it's rather innate.
No. Well, I will take you. This is the wadi we were aiming for, and then at the end of that, I will take you to the entrance to the place you wish to go. But I will go no further. That was my deal with you. I will wait for you 3 days. If you are not back, I will leave without you, and I do require payment up front.
Sounds fair. And
you land, and coins are handed over. It's another 15 gold pieces to him. And he starts walking up this dry riverbed. There are dunes to the side, but the ground is firmer underfoot. The desert is here though still. And the ground is hot. The air is hot. Very rapidly you start to perspire, and I'd like you all please make for me Constitution rolls, please. JC, you'll have disadvantage because of the metal armor you're wearing.
5.
Okay.
16.
Okay, so JC, you take another point of exhaustion. Everybody else is fine. It is hot, you have emptied your water water skins already. And JC's starting to flag in the heat.
Yep. I want a cat nap.
How many points of exhaustion are you up to now, JC?
2.
Okay. Let's give you one of those.
Okay.
So you can go back to 1.
Have you got the gold dust you need for that?
I've got the diamond dust. Diamond dust, yeah.
And when you do that, Dak, you see JC grimaces as you do that.
What? I goodness. Oh, well, yeah, because, I get it.
Shadowy shenanigans.
Yeah.
Sorry, JC. I thought that'd make you feel better.
Oh, no, it does. Don't worry. It's something else. Don't worry. It's fine. You've got another one.
I have, but I should really keep that in case we become desperate later on.
Fair. At which point I'll be massive yawn again and just still curl up in a ball because I'm tired still.
Well, do you wish to settle here? It is probably now. The sun is very high in the sky. It is. Sometimes it is worthwhile putting up a shelter to stay out of the sun in the middle of the day, because it is dangerous.
Sounds like a good idea.
Sure.
And if we all want to, I'm assuming if we all want to drink our fill first of the water skins and whatever you've put in the bag of holding for whatever reason you decided to do that, I don't know. And we can at least get those refilled.
Okay.
As I'm assuming, probably best time to eat while we're resting out of the sun, right?
I'd say so. I wouldn't take too long though. We don't have a lot of time, so I think out of the midday sun that they get back on the road towards late afternoon.
So you're putting up the tent, yep?
That is the call of our lovely wizard.
And the tent goes, and Akbar is very quickly in there. Oh, this shelter, I love this, and the air conditioning unit is on as well. This is so nice. I could get used to travelling with you gentlemen.
It has its perks.
That's a really good idea, Lewin. Get every single mug and teacup and teapot you have out. Let's get this water actually into some containers rather than on the floor.
Is Skip's eating them all?
Yeah.
Also, they disappear the minute the tent drops.
That's fine, but we can at least drink as much
now
as we can
and
now,
keep
and
the
then
waterskins full, yeah.
and then fill the water skins up and keep that for later.
Yeah, makes sense.
DM, that's a ruling for you, because rules as written, I don't actually get the teacups or anything else.
Yes, you do. Your heart. Your heart.
Instead of a tea
Cutlery
party, it's a
included.
water party.
So you can put some water in containers and things, but as you say, when the tent goes down, they go.
Everything in the water skin, it will be okay at least. So
Yep.
we can keep some on us, but let's just get hydrated when we can.
Yeah, it
There you
means
go.
we can keep the water skins full until we leave, so that makes sense.
Yeah. I've cast that then, and then there'll be a bunch of food just unceremoniously dumped on the table. Very bland.
Akbar sort of just noshes into it and drinks his fill of the water. This is very nice. Mr. Wizard, this is much better than your cucumber sandwiches, which frankly were unsatisfying.
Oh, they're there to complement the palate, dear Akbar, not to be eaten wholesale.
And you can see he pours some spices onto them. This food that's there on the table. This is a little bland, but I have some of my spices which will make it a little bit more edible.
I see you're cooking aladak.
Yeah, yes, this is. I have here some of our I think they call them Scottish bonnets. They are quite. They're ground up and they bring tears to your eyes, but they do spice up food, which I like. Would you at least try
Makes
some?
sense. Get yourself warm in the desert, and you
Yep.
actually cool down quicker.
Exactly
With
that.
spices.
Makes you sweat more. Do you generally wish to try some of my Scottish bonnets?
Please.
I'll
yeah.
always try something.
Right. And you have some food, and he sprinkles some on. Just a little bit, yes, not too much.
Just a bit. I'm sure that could probably cope with more.
Oh, okay. And it gives you a bit more. So this is 250,000 Scoville unit. Spice is just sprinkled on what you're eating. The little bit that's put on Phomos is not much of a problem. Dak, however, you've got quite a lot on yours. Could you make a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
Yeah. Oh, yummy!
Oh,
Tastes like lava.
Dear, your mouth is on fire. You are. You can't talk.
Talk
Yeah,
in your
just got-
mind.
Just got like the one finger up, like, give me a minute. I'm just coughing here consistently.
Something's going up your nose now as well, and your nose is on fire.
So, considering you have to eat burnt food, this is very bizarre. I thought it'd be one and the same.
Oh no, this is the worst kind of fire I've ever experienced.
It really is. You feel that your cheeks are burning, your throat is on fire. It's pretty unpleasant. Oh, do you like it? Do you like my Scottish bonnets? Good,
It's
yes.
lovely.
Yes. And anybody wish to try them? Mr. Pig, do you wish to try some?
Yes, I've been sitting here patiently waiting.
Oh, would you like as much as your leader, or would you want just a little bit?
I'll just take.
His head very hard.
I'll just take a fistful or whatever is available.
A fistful? No, you can't have that much. It's basically it's like a small pepper pot.
Oh,
Filled with
okay.
I
Yeah,
was sprinkling some of your food.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, and see when. See when. Oh, you are a brave one. I think that is enough. Oh dear.
I'm gonna have the ring of death, aren't I?
Yes, if you have too much, it does give you they call it a ring sting afterwards. Not pleasant. But if you're the man to take this, well, good to you. And
What do I get if I don't die, Akbar?
you
What's the
have
gift?
you have my admiration for being a man of culture.
Okay, that's good enough. And I will
Consume
start
it.
guzzling down.
Okay,
Yeah.
it is really, 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 really hot. But hey, you risk it. Doesn't bother you.
Hey! You just wait until it's night time and I've got the fucking shits.
You are going to have the squits like there's no tomorrow. Lewin, Mr. Wizard, Mr. Wizard, would you wish to have some on yours?
Oh no, my mouth is quite dry enough with the sand
Okay.
already.
Mr. Man wearing a dress, would you wish to try some?
Yes, I would.
Using manliness, boys.
Challenge accepted.
Oh, do you wish to have as much as the pig?
Well, I want to beat the pig.
Oh, challenge is set. And there's some food in front of you, and we'll say when.
Just one more shake than the pig to prove that I am the champion.
Boris doesn't know that word.
Okay, and there is a layer of spice, probably about half an inch thick now on the food that you've got. This is most unusual. This is interesting. I will, and he pushes. He puts some gloves on, and he pushes the food towards you, and then runs and hides behind Lewin. Could you put your magic shield up, please?
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
He asked Lewin to put his shield spell up.
It's prepared if I need it.
We're in the middle of hostile territory and we're doing the spicy wing challenge.
Boris, my boy, what are you doing? Are you having a curry? Oh, I had a curry once. You know what? It dissolved my teeth. It was that hot. I wonder if yours going to be stronger than... Yeah, go see what it's like, Boris, my boy.
It's alright, I can win, I can beat him.
I will. Oh dear. And Granny then hides behind Akbar.
Alright, pig. Game on.
Yizgip is just nonplussed. He doesn't even realize this is happening.
And Boris goes for it.
Go for it. Make a Constitution roll for me, please. Was it roll or save? I can't remember what we did. Constitution saving throw.
Thank God it's a save.
Healy's on standby.
Feeling good.
Oh no, I think he's going to explode.
Would you like to rage, Boris?
That's not a bad idea.
You take 5 poison damage.
Okay.
And your throat is raw. You will not be able to speak until the end of the day now.
Oh,
Your
shit.
stomach is starting to gurgle. And there's almost like a temperature gauge on the side of your face, which is going higher and higher and higher, and there's steam coming out of your ears. And it's your calamari leg has been calamarified. And your the skirt that you're wearing, the dress you're wearing, every once in a while there's that burp, and the whole thing just puffs up. Lewin,
That's a
your air
spicy
condition
meatball.
it's a spicy meatball. That's right. Lewin, the air conditioning unit in your tent is just not enough to get rid of the stench. It smells like something crawled in here and died about 6 weeks ago.
We can.
Lewin just prestidigitates his scarf and brings it up back over his head.
Well, no, I've got an idea. I've got an idea, right? That might actually help us in 2 ways. We can pass through this tent at will, can't we? So in theory, Boris, if you lay right at the edge and then poke your butt just outside the tent thing, then your farts will also keep the sand away from from building up around the around the bubble.
Boris doesn't hit any of that. Boris is doing this thing where there's not really enough space, but he's moving around the tent at quite a speed. And every now and then he might stop as if you think that's a good idea, and then he instantly is like, no, and he starts moving again.
Yeah, it feels like there's something alive inside you, squirming around. But this is very interesting. This is going to be quite challenging this evening, I think. Oh dear. And the whole dress just balloons up again. Could you all make Constitution saving throws for me, please?
Oh god,
He is just cast in your spell a horrible toxic smell. Fomos, you vomit again. Dak, you vomit. Lewin, you got your scarf around your face. You're fine. JC, you are just. There's just smell. It's just like you are
burning the nostril.
You are in your nostril and on your tongue is Boris's every meal that Boris has eaten in the last year. There's a layer, a fog layer, a brown layer in the tent, which is just almost has its own life.
I neck 2 extra glasses of water before I jump out of the tent.
I'm going to be sitting there, and Jason's going to be doing that thing with his tongue where he go like that because he can taste it.
Why is the air chewy?
Akbar goes outside. He says, "I think I will brave the midday sun rather than that. That is quite a stench." My goodness gracious!
Someone light a match. Please.
I'm gonna prestidigitate
God-
away all
God,
the
no.
vomit off me.
If you light a match, you sip it will be like a wizard casting fireball.
Is anybody lighting a match? So, Fomos, you've gone out. Boris, you're still in there. Dak, where are you? You inside?
I've got my head outside.
Okay. Iskit, what are you doing? You savouring the smell?
Oh, I'm just savouring the smell. It's
Yeah.
pretty pungent. And
JC,
you know,
what are you doing?
And we're doing like Dak. I'm gonna have sort of out the window, sort
Okay.
of gasping for air.
JC's turned brown.
And Lewin, you've actually managed to press it. You've actually jury-rigged a little bit of a. There's almost like there's an air conditioning unit behind you, which is just blowing fresh air around your face. Did somebody want to light a match? Did you say?
yeah.
Oh my god, don't.
Right. Really?
Well,
I
I heard.
preemptively say I'm going to uncanny dodge this.
I heard that lighting a match in a smelly room gets rid of the smell.
It does.
Yeah,
It also gets rid of
Your
a room.
face.
Yeah.
probably wasn't intended for an atmosphere full of farts to the point where it's stoichiometrically explosive.
Is anyone going to stop me very slowly pulling out a match and going to
Oh,
I
no,
don't even have
no.
a match?
Not at all. But
If JC does, I'm assuming at my 21 passive, I would see you pull the match out. I will step outside.
Okay. You step
Oh, you
outside.
won't stop him then?
No, I'm going to go outside.
This
I
is the way
might-
you do some red party.
But it's
I was gonna say-
contained. It is contained within the sphere, the tent.
We
So,
just see this bright ball of fire.
there
just
is
bouncing
no chance of a saving throw if you're stuck in there with this thing going off. I'm sorry, Boris, your bowels have just incinerated your teeth. 18 fire damage to everybody within inside the fart ball.
Worth it.
amazing.
That's like how we like to give ourselves a handicap sometimes, right? Like we're
And,
ever so successful to start with.
What is happening
Guys,
there?
leave the room.
All the water jugs have been blown over, so all that water you collected is now gone.
Oh, cock.
Lewin has collected the fart fire elemental in himself.
And that bar goes to JC. Did you wish to try some of my Scottish bonnet?
I'll pass, thank you very much
I
for
think-
seeing that.
I think that is wise. You don't look very well. What is all this pink pistol on you?
Oh, you mean the red stuff? Oh, that's a byproduct from this amazing weapon that I have.
Oh, it
It
does.
can be a bit itchy at times, but
You look a bit mangy. But
yeah.
I'm sure you know what you're doing. So the rest, the tent is wrecked inside, and there's a black smoke that comes out of a small chimney that Lewin has made, and the rest of you look from the outside, look inside, and you can see they're just all blackened faces, a bit like from a 1930s cartoon.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Well, that
Did I-
was unexpected. Is it safe to go back in there? It looks.
Akbar, safe is a relative term when you're around with us.
I think I will just sit here, and he takes his cloak off and he puts it over him and makes him his own tent. I will sit here and mind my business, whilst you gentlemen do whatever you gentlemen do.
I'm
Well,
gonna,
the real
I'm gonna
question-
sort of pop myself up against Billy Sanders and just tilt my hat down a bit.
Did I win?
Yes, Boris, you won.
Excellent. I am the champion again.
How many shakes did you have, Boris?
One more than you, friend.
Ah, okay, cool. No, I'm joking. Cool.
And I think I handled it rather well.
Elegant, Boris. Wait, you can't speak.
Oh, sorry, is the telepathic bond still up?
Oh,
I think
okay.
I think the jury's still out on that. But...
I was the one who blew us up. That was his thing.
But Boris, I've got to ask this: would Boris, when he attempts to speak, and obviously now can't, would he now think that he can't speak in his mind either? So,
I mean, it's
it's
not a bad shout, to be honest. For him to connect to.
Boris, you've been a really naughty boy. And Granny comes up to you, Boris, and her face is just blackened and her hair has been incinerated back. You've blown my teeth out. Can you find them again?
Oh, you and your teeth. Okay.
Oh, it was your bottom that blew them out, you silly boy.
Hey, my bottom created the environment.
It certainly did.
And
what is that horrible smell?
I think that's the sand.
It smells like 2-week-old dead dog. Boris, you really do look after yourself, don't you?
Yeah, well, I needed to win, though.
Did you win?
Apparently, yeah.
Ah, well done. You still smell.
I am a smelly winner.
I am going to go back with Uncle Agnes because he doesn't smell as bad as you do at the moment. And I will tell you in the future, my boy. I can told you I can see things. I know things. I think you're going to have a pretty horrible night tonight. I think there's going to be a lot of pain.
Oh.
It's all self-induced, you silly boy. Goodbye. And she just disappears away and joins Uncle Agnes in the great big bar in the sky.
It's very ominous for Boris.
Yeah, you feel your bowels are starting to burn.
Might you dig a latrine out back?
But it would just fill up with something.
There's no hole on Earth deep enough.
Oh, Boris, you need to go. You need to go. You need to go now.
Bag of holding.
No, not bag of holding.
Prestigitate.
A bag of holding for
Outside,
JC, and he will guard it with his life.
Boris just sprints outside.
Could Boris make me a DC 20 strength save, please?
Strength save.
Oh, wait, what?
Can. Saving throw.
How
sorry.
good's your clinch game?
No, it's a strength save, yeah.
Okay.
You feel some strange force shove you outside of the tent.
It must be Granny again. And you go headfirst into a sandbank, and
At least he didn't do it inside the tent.
God, it hurts. Boris, you take 1 fire damage.
Can we just clarify which sand unit was and which way the arse was pointing?
I mean, I think he was pointing towards the outside of the dome.
It was. It was pushed out headfirst into the sandbank, and basically the dough is now sprayed.
Devil dash.
It's now brown.
I'm going to move to this side of the tent, I think.
I love that you can, from the inside, you do have to see this. Because you can see out.
Do you think Gary Gygax anticipated this when he invented Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes.
Yes.
I know that enemies can't go inside this thing, but what about smells? Bear in mind, it is now coated on one whole side.
Well, there's smell inside and out. Oh, gods. You have brought your smell with you. Can you go and sit in the other side of the desert? You really do have a horrible... You shouldn't have had so much in my Scottish bonnet.
Ah, but I did. And
Yes.
nobody else has.
Yes, well, there's a reason for that. And you will find that out. It is not pleasant. It is nice in small amounts, but not as much as you had.
I
Still.
don't think it's that.
Actually, Boris, you're wearing this dress. That's quite good because you actually can just let it just dribble down your leg.
Very technical.
Down your tentacle.
Yeah.
I could just then flick it off the edge.
Yes, you can.
I wonder what kind of accuracy I have with that.
That takes a long movie to figure
So, Fomos is close to you. Could you make a dexterity attack roll for me, please?
I absolutely can. When I say absolutely can,
Dexterity plus your proficiency modifier. Fomos, what's your armor class?
It's not very good.
Okay.
okay. So dexterity plus, so it would be this plus 6 basically.
Yeah. 19. Does 19 hit you, Fomos?
Oh, it is unfortunate.
You are splattered with burning brown stuff.
I am instantly prestidigitating that off me.
It does 1 poison damage to you. And your thing is burning. You manage to it takes a couple of rounds to prestidigitate it all off. But no matter what you do, you cannot get rid of all the smell.
Oh, I'm getting better with this tentacle. See that aim?
All you need
know
is
exactly. DM, you know exactly what I'm going to do.
Go.
I'm going to walk over to Boris and go, there. It's okay.
Yep.
And you know what's coming.
You shit yourself to death.
You so you see, what's your future going to be? I don't know. Go on, Fomos, you tell me what his future's going to be. Or Boris, you tell me what your future's going to be.
There is
How are you
a
gonna die?
pile of meat from the floor to the ceiling, and you've got a sausage stuck down your throat and you're choking.
That's certainly one way.
And unfortunately, all of your buxom serving maids are outside of the room at present. It's just the tragedy of the highest order for the champion of court, killed by a rogue sausage. Little do you know, that sausage was actually a tiny servant.
I'll teach you not to chewinga.
So you examine the life force in the creature you touch and sense when it will expire. Fomos, you think probably this evening. And his bowel is going to be lying there in agony in a pool of diarrhea, and his bowel is going to have exploded.
Just smiles and pats him on the shoulder.
Make sure your affairs are in order.
Oh, that looks horrible.
Oh yes, it does, doesn't it?
No, you have to do something. I can't die like that. I'm the champion.
Well, if you're such a champion, you should have thought about it before you ate all that chili.
Well, I didn't know it'd do that.
Don't worry, I can
You
at least
can't-
help you
Boris,
pass
you
over
can't
to the other
talk.
side easy.
Am I telepathic?
Oh, she can. Yes, you can do that still. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to run into the tent to Dak and start screaming in telepathic language that I'm about to die from poo.
There is a brown trail behind you as you do that,
Dak,
and there's little traces of blood in it as well.
look!
And
Look!
some of the poo is on fire.
I'm going to grab Dak and drag him to the poo.
Oh god!
Spontaneously combusting.
Look, I'm bleeding. I'm going to die from poo.
What do you expect me to do about this?
Save me.
From poo?
Make it not on fire.
Alright.
Step on it.
Tell me how.
I don't know.
Well, how the bloody hell am I supposed to know?
You're the magic one.
Not about poo.
Look, there's blood. Look, blood.
All right. Yeah, I know, but you've bled a lot more than that before.
Not from my bottom.
Well, maybe.
Boris, you have a severe stomach cramp and you double over.
Does Dak have any idea what the hell is going on or what he can do to assist Boris?
Does Dak, because I think he's the only one left of the original party, have any flashbacks to that time we got, what's his name, to be pooing in the shop in one of our early escapades?
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah.
Dak, it's happening!
Does Dak have any idea how to help Boris?
Make a medicine roll.
Sorry, Boris, this might be it for you.
Yeah, so lesser restoration may actually help his bowels cure the ailment within him. It's like giving him a gallon of yogurt.
Well, I don't have
Yeah,
that.
Scott.
But, I mean, I've got great restoration, but that seems overkill for an upset belly.
I'm dying.
Oh, for Christ's sake. You know what makes this worse is I'm out of 5th and 6th spell slots as well. So I've got to make this a 7th level great restoration. Just to clear your shit.
Have a bloody bowl, isn't it? You know?
I think it needs higher than that. I need more.
A wish spell. I wish my water on fire.
Don't worry, at the end you'll get some after 8 mints and a little lemon, a heated wrap to put in your face.
I mean, if I cast this on you, you'll be free from intestinal distress for the rest of your life.
Well, Boris thinks he's dying from whatever this is.
Okay, all right. I will healing word you and pretend like it's more substantial than it is.
Okay.
So you get 10 points of healing. There you go, Boris. You'll be fine. Don't worry.
How does Boris feel?
You're actually poisoned at the moment. And you feel really quite terrible.
It didn't work. Oh.
You feel marginally less terrible. But it's basically, Dax just told you shouldn't have done that.
Did you say he was poisoned?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess would I be able to take a look at him and see if I can disseminate that? So I'd be able to figure out he actually is poisoned, or...
You could have a look. You can make a medicine roll.
18.
Okay, well, he's sweating. He can hear from where, even from standing behind the dome, protecting yourself, you can hear his stomach rumbling, and you can yes, you can smell it. And you have seen that his demise is this evening due to his bowels.
Oh, I guess I should do something about it. And he's going to pull out this little pouch of ointment that he has. I don't know how I can put it in the chat. It's I guess I'll just say it for everyone's benefit. It's Keaton's ointment. So I'm going to take one of the doses from the jar, and I'm going to give it to Boris and tell him to swallow that. And that will give you a cure to poison and any diseases, and you also get 2d8 plus 2 hit points back.
Okay, so it looks a little bit like an after 8 mint. So Phomos Boris gives you a little black packet with a small melting chocolate in it, like a wafer. Do you consume it?
He says it's going to help.
Okay, well you consume
instantly.
it, and it goes down, and it's like having, you just like having a glass of milk after you've had a really hot curry, and it's like almost you can see that steam coming out of your ears, and the temperature gauge being dialed down, and there's a final huge explosion, and your bowels just completely evacuate. And you kill all the sand stingers for 100 miles around.
Sure, I'm glad I'm inside of the tent.
Yeah, be grateful you didn't get dragged out and made to look at it.
Well, it would collapse if you tried to drag me out.
So the poison condition, and after about 10 minutes, Boris, you feel a little bit more like your old self, as a champion that you are. And I'm going to stop there because I've got to get up early.
This is a horrifically graphic episode, wasn't it?
Well, I managed to make you spend all your resources, which is quite fun.
Give a bunch of crowmen some poo, and you can waffle for hours.
Yeah, you're never really
Who's
too
got
old for a
Who's got the
pre-go, are you?
recap next week? Because you're going to have a hell of a time doing a recap out of what we did today.
I think it's me, innit?
And I hope you like me sand stingers.
Ooh, they're nasty.
Directly
They are
out
nasty.
of
They're even more nasty when you can only see 10 feet in front of you.
yeah, they're directly out of Riddick. I just sort of nicked some mud demons from the Riddick movie, which were brilliant.
Nice.
Yeah, I quite like that business. You'll have to play with your character sheets to get your vision back to normal again. In fact, I'll do that for you guys sometime over the next week or so. Because it's, as I say, I had to change them all so you could only see 10 feet. But it's quite fun when it's completely restricted like that.
Yeah, it was
And you
quite
can't
good.
and you can't see what's going on. All you can hear is
It's
everybody else having trouble.
claustrophobic, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
What would
Well,
be really fun is if, like, when the DM drags your character, is if the whole screen goes black, so that when you land, you just don't see you just see 10 feet. Obviously, when you dragged me, I was still able to see a tiny corner of something. But if I had no situational awareness, it's like, right, well, where the fuck am I? That'd be really cool.
Lost in the desert. As I say,
Yeah.
you're level 17 characters and you're almost defeated by sand and a couple of
Okay.
scorpions.
Yeah.
But yeah, they hit hard. Those were MCDM scorpions, which I just upgraded slightly as well. So they had the burrow capacity and the ability to hypnotise you, hypnogaze, just like
Yeah.
the mud demons do.
Wee bit nasty.
Yeah, but you survived well. Nobody got eaten that much. And it would have been death by Scotch bonnet.
Yeah.
We've all been there. Anyway, I've got to go. I will see you all anon. I'll probably be late getting the episode out for people, but you probably, after all that, don't want to really listen to it again because it'll just bring back the smells. Boris's bottom. That's going to be the name of the episode, isn't it? Boris's bottom.
Post-traumatic smell disorder.
Yes, exactly that. Yes, yeah, that's even better. Cool. All right, see you guys next week. Take care.
See you later.
Bye.